Well, this is Baruch Fleischman, your lift manager and mechanic here at the Tikkun Elevator Kollel. And we're dealing here with the ultimate connection with God. It's been a long time since we've looked at Rabbi Mimran. Now, I don't know about you, but I have the book. I really recommend buying this book. It's a book you can learn over and over and over again. It has many, many different ideas on how to perfect ourselves. And specifically as we come into Rosh Hashanah and the High Holy Days, we have to think about what it takes to actually clear our minds and attach ourselves here, the ultimate connection with God. So here in the section that we're in right now, he's going through different meditations. It's very interesting what he has to say. And so let's take a look at it and get started. This is called the Candle Meditation. Okay, in the Candle Meditation, we have this quote from the Tiferes Yisrael. It says, "The soul is from above, and it is the divine, which means it's everlasting, and transcendent. It passes through many types of veils. When a man does a mitzvah, which is an intellectual action, he brings himself closer to the transcendent, that is, the ability to be able to move up and closer to the source of all reality. And he purifies his soul from earthly nature as he's doing this, both his body and soul. This is because the action that when a person does a mitzvah is a divine action which is done through the body. We live, as the rabbis say in the Kabbalah, in the world of action. They also say it's the world of wheels, which wheels is a way of moving and creating action. Now let's listen to what Rabbi Mimran says and see if we could do this in one shiur or maybe two. Another type of contemplation mentioned in the Zohar involves a candle or oil lamp. Many meditative systems make use of a candle, but Judaic sources indicate a preference for a small lamp using olive oil and a linen wick. Something very simple. This would be like the great menorah candelabrum that stood in the Jerusalem temple, which may have also been used as the object of contemplation. Now he writes that olive oil has a particularly pure white flame that draws the gazer into its depths. Of course, if such a lamp is not available, a candle may be used instead, since the main thing is the flame. Now he's going to start talking about this and see what he has to say. So he says the Zoharic literature, in other words, the Tikkun Zohar, he says, teaches that in contemplating a flame, so you're going to look at the flame, one should be aware of its 5 colors. The colors are white, yellow, red, black, and sky blue. These are the colors that one should see when deeply contemplating the flame of a candle or oil lamp. Now, he said deeply contemplating, meaning that it's not something that you're going to do like in 10 minutes or just one time and you're going to get this. This is something that people who love meditation, want to get close to Hashem as possible, can use this. So he says, however, the sky blue color appears to present a difficulty. There's no evidence whatsoever of this color in the flame of a candle or lamp, so there's no physical representation that we know. Furthermore, from the context of the Zohar, the teaching in the Zohar, it seems that this color appears outside and beyond the black, which is the darkness around the flame. Now you have to look at a flame and then go through the shiur again and then see how you could use it. However, elsewhere in the Zohar, it provides a hint as to the nature of this sky blue color. The Zohar says the blue one sees around the flame represents the divine presence, Shekhinah, which is called the Shekhinah in Hebrew. Now, let's see what else he has to say about this. I know Rabbi Mimran, and Mimran has trained in a certain kind of ways, the way his mind works. As we're going to see some of these ideas here. In order to understand this, however, one must actually do a candle or lamp meditation. So you're not going to understand this unless you actually start staring at, get yourself a candle and he'll explain. It should be done in an otherwise dark room with the candle far enough from the wall so that it casts no light on the wall. Again, one uses the standard contemplation technique, allowing the flame to fill the entire mind. And remember that part of his idea is that we have to learn how to control the thinking of our mind. Not so easy to do, but one has to work on it. One becomes aware of the colors in the flame when you get involved in it that way. The white, the yellow, and the red, each color and gradation of color is extremely significant. One is aware of the heat and energy radiating from the candle, and as in the case of the hand's strength mentioned above, one reaches a level at which one can actually see these abstract energies. Okay, so this is something that as one stares, the vision begins to change. So he says the next step would be to concentrate on the darkness around the flame. When one contemplates the darkness of the room, it becomes a very profound, palpable darkness. One sees it as a velvety blackness that appears to radiate, to radiate darkness itself. This may be analogous to the black fire or lamp of darkness discussed in Talmudic and Zohar literature. In this sense, experience the darkness can be more profound than experience the light. Now, once again, this is something which he has said, that if you don't try the contemplation, you won't really know what he's talking about. But let's go on. He says, however, when one gets deeper into the meditation, one will begin to see a sky blue field around the darkness. Blackness will extend for a certain distance around the candle, but around this will be an experience of pure sky blue. Now, all of these things are the things that one should expect in this meditation. It will be the most beautiful sky blue color imaginable, like that of a summer sky over the Holy Land. The color will have an almost awesome beauty. Now, this is as you are staring at the candle. Of course, the blue color is not a physical reality. It's actually something that happens in your mind as a result of staring at it. It's an entirely creation of the mind, but according to the Zohar, the blue sensation is a revelation of the spiritual. In a sense, it denotes that one is seeing the spiritual essence of the light that is radiating from the candle. In other words, there's something hidden there. That's what he means to say, that as one looks at it enough, he can actually see more than would be ordinarily apparent. This type of candle meditation is important for a number of reasons. First, it gives us an experience of black fire and the radiating darkness, both of which are important concepts in Kabbalistic sources. As we shall see, black fire plays an important role in other types of Jewish meditation. So he says, second, in learning how to see the blue aura around the candle, one can learn to see auras in general. What? Now, what's an aura? He says an aura is a bluish field that appears around people and other objects. To see such an aura, one can begin by gazing at one's hand against a blank white wall or clear blue sky. One will eventually see something like an area of color that somehow feels different to either the object or the background. So we have to try this to see what Rabbi Mimran is talking about. So this blurred area of color, so that as you're looking at your hand against a white wall, he says that there's going to be a blur that's going to take place. It's a blur of the color, appears to extend outward from 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch from the object. In other words, it surrounds the object. At first, it may be difficult to see, but with practice, the aura becomes highly evident. Contemplation dramatically increases one's ability to see it. In other words, the more often that we do this, the easier it will be for us to see it. This is Baruch Fleischman. We'll get back to this and share tomorrow.